Okay, I started
Yeah,
OBS.
I don't know. A video would, to an extent, it could work for cleaning up what discrepancies there are with audio and all that words one. Do shit, fuck.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't matter. None of this matters.
yeah, yeah. I mean that basically is the tagline for all outlaw content is that none of this matters. So we're just going to do strange,
Yeah,
terrible things.
it's good. It's good. It's okay. For the past week, I've been on a big kick of old like Adult Swim cartoons and Teen Titans Go clips on YouTube and videos about the occult and crippling depression. So it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I I should watch a lot of old Adult Swim shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I would watch that a lot, like as a young kid. Like, I mean, I watched normal, real small kid shows when I was like 4. But I also watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force because my dad had it taped on a VHS and he'd let me have it. So I probably shouldn't
That's
have been
nice.
watching that, but it's, I guess my parents didn't care. Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm all about that space ghost myself. It's a good comedy. It's a
Mm.
good anti-comedy. It's a good not funny show that is funny because of that.
Yeah, I love Space Ghost, but I think I only watched it like a year or two ago. Um, I never watched it when it was, first in its prime. I did watch like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, when I was like 7 years old, and it was the greatest thing ever to me.
Oh, that's nice. I've never seen that. I don't think. I don't think I've. Yeah, no. I know of it. I know it's just in that block of all ye olde adult swim ons, but I never saw an episode of that new.
Yeah,
We
it's
should. We should go seek that out. You'll be a real boy. But, that's the
yeah,
problem. That's always the problem. I need to watch old media. Help me drown.
yeah. That's what I've been trying to do lately as well. Like earlier today, I was sitting there letting Crunchyroll load all day, trying to watch Yudu Camp or like Laid Back Camping something, the one of the new anime shows basically. And I had waited for like 20 minutes for the 37 megabyte file to download onto my PlayStation 3. And I was just sitting there using Fogey's Crunchyroll account for stuff to load all day, which was not very fun, to be honest. I didn't like doing that. So it's bad. The internet is bad. That's usually the main factor keeping me from watching everything. That and the fact that my mom's computer had been commandeered, so I couldn't watch anything I had torrented, so I had to sit there and wait for like 30 minutes for a 37 megabyte file to download. That's fun.
Oh boy, that's sounds painful. It is.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had, like, Twitter. That's really all I could do. I could go on my tablet and go on Twitter, which is an even more painful experience than just waiting, having to scroll through everyone's autistic Trump posts. Just because I like a celebrity, I have to listen to them talk about Trump all day. And I hate them. I hate all of my heroes. Ron Perlman never shuts up about Trump, and it is the worst thing I follow him on Twitter
Oh, that's
because
a
I
shame.
like his films. Why? Why do you do this?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that brings up a point. This is a thing for me. I think people follow too many people on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, you follow what, like
Like
44?
you especially, but you know. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, yeah, 44. That's my hard numerical narrative reasons. The numbers, Magos, Mason, Outlaw, the numbers. But the other one is it's legitimately good practice to not have. I feel like for most people you should never have more than 100, but realistically, like 50 is a good limit.
No, I mean, I'm into this idea of just following, like, everybody. Everyone who is even remotely interesting. I will follow you if you post, cute anime GIFs. So
Yeah, but
basically
so
everyone.
the issue with following that many things is it means you're just going to miss the majority of the tweets because Twitter just won't even show you them all. I don't even know how Twitter works at that point. Point is, I know how human work, and human can't do fucking the tweets of 1,000 fucking people.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is why I should pull a Lachlan Still and make a second account, like literally just for following people. I don't know. Like, have half
Yeah,
on one and then have half on the other. Like, have the most important people where you got, like, okay, we got Erito Magos on here, and then have, like, a second account where I follow all of the miscellaneous random stuff that doesn't really matter that much.
uh, I feel like it's good practice in general to just sort of say like to limit the amount of people you can follow, or to the limit like the amount of things you can keep up with in an online sense, because it forces you to keep your standards relatively high, and it puts into perspective how shit a lot of things are. When you're always thinking about like whenever I want to follow a new person, I gotta look through all my Twitter and say who's the worst one here, who isn't making the cut, and it helps you it helps you stop words. It helps you clear out the dust from your head. My head's very dusty. I'm a dusty old corpse man. It's part of the we should words note. God, oh god. Okay, yeah, it's 8 a.m. here. That's my point. So I'm fucking retarded because I'm exhausted. So there's your justification. What was I talking about? Cobwebs, vain, Twitter. Follow less people.
Of course. Um, yeah, I mean, I find it funny that you follow me on Twitter if you just cut out the worst people and there's so many to follow, because my Twitter is not very good. Like, sometimes, once in a blue moon, I will make a decent sounding joke, and that's about it. And the worst thing is that most of my jokes are literally just ripping off you.
That's fun.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I do an inordinate amount of stuff that I've just literally copied from you at this point, and I don't know how people haven't noticed that. It's hilarious to me, but it's kind of sad at the same time because I always feel like a rip-off artist when I do anything.
That's fun. I mean, I have said before that I am the greatest user of Twitter of all time. So, you know, if you're going to steal from somebody, might as well steal from the best.
Yeah,
Oh god, I'm sorry.
you literally are the greatest user of Twitter of all time. Your tweets are better than anybody's. It's you have the most 10 out of 10 tweets just for how esoteric they are alone.
Okay. A chunk of that cut out, but to continue, I feel like this is how it goes. Here's the top 3 Twitter users in history of the world with humility this time. Number 1, Endless Jess, obviously, easy choice. Number 2, when he's tweeting, put a clause on that. He's been tweeting a bit more recently, so he can go back to number 1 spot. He would have been lower because he hiatus, but he's back. Number 1. Number 2, Donald J. Trump, second best tweeter in the world, nearly starts nuclear wars with his tweets. That's power that mere mortals just can't match, and he deserves points for that. Number 3, Magos Sigma, pretty good. Does funny word talk, interesting non sequitur confusion words. Ooh, spooky, little bit spooky. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that is a good list. Although, I don't know, for some reason I seem to find your tweets more funny than Jess's, but Jess's are more, like Jess's are more informative and more good on, like, an empathetic sense, because a lot of the time he will just cut through all of the bullshit that's going around on the internet and say, okay, let's be humans, guys. Can we just be human beings and things such as that? So I mean, Endless Jess's Twitter is really good for, like, moral wisdom. He's a good moral wisdom guy on Twitter, but I just tend to find yours more funny.
Yeah, I feel like there's a level of we're going for different things. Jesse he's sort of, with his tweets, he's doing what he would do in a video. Like, right, he's making either a big moral and emotional point, or he's just making a pseudo-analytical point that just cut the truth and is this timelessly correct and important point. That's all tweets are. Whereas mine are more esoteric, I suppose. But, you know, yeah. Twitter. I hope it dies.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, the whole computer's slowing down now. Oh boy, this is fun. This is fun.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh
Have
boy.
you tried closing your Google Chrome tabs?
Yes, the Google Chrome tabs are closed. I've bookmarked all the shows that I had opened, like, because I had like 10 Kiss Anime tabs opened and like 10 Crunchyroll tabs opened of, like, okay, I don't want to add this to my queue. I don't want to put this in a watch later, because every time I do that, I never watch anything. Because the way I always seem to do this is I'll look at both the currently airing shows, and then I'll look at, like, the newly added, or on Kiss Anime, they end up adding a lot of old shows because old stuff is getting subbed now. And so, like, I'll go there and I'll watch some weird esoteric thing, just some random thing. Sometimes I'll even click the random button and I'll just pick up something, because I tend to find my bookmarks boring, because so many of my bookmarks I've read about and I've seen screenshots of. And so I think some of the concepts that they have are just their general design, because I watch so many shows just for the aesthetics, because I'm literally autistic. And so, like, I'll just watch something random because I'm like, oh yeah, my bookmarks are boring. So I never watch my bookmarks. I never watch the shows that I've watched 6 episodes of and haven't gone back to, because some random show that I found that's a 6 out of 10 seems to hold more interest for me than a 10 out of 10 show that I watched only a couple episodes of and now I'm bored. I don't know if I'm just impatient or if there's so many things out there at once that I can't give anything patience. I don't know.
It sounds to me like you're using bookmarks wrong, and what you need is the magical adventure and advancement that is sticky notes, which is to say, digital version of them that comes with Windows as opposed to physical media, bits of paper with glue on them. You get some sticky notes. You put them on. You go to your start menu. You get up sticky notes. You make a sticky note that's just got a list of animes on it, and you just put that off on the side. So when you want to go find some animes, you go, okay, I'll go to that sticky note. But otherwise, it's not cluttering up everything. And if you're on other things, you just different sticky notes. I use sticky notes for so much stuff. I've got on my screen right now, I can see 4 sticky notes that are just for YouTube videos. One of them has a time code on them. The others don't. I don't know what any of them link to, but they probably were important months, maybe a year ago when I made them. But the point is, those are ideas that I can come back to at any point. They're locked in time, but they don't clutter anything to the point of I've left them there for a matter of months to maybe a year without them disturbing me enough to bother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not literally using browser bookmarks. I'm using the bookmarking system that Kiss Anime has. For Crunchyroll shows, I will sometimes bookmark those or put them in a text document because as I said earlier, I use Fogey's Crunchyroll account. So if I were to add something to the queue on that account, he would see it. And I don't know if he wants to go through his queue and see my shows in there. So that's a bit complicated. So I usually just watch everything without adding it to Crunchyroll's own bookmarking system because, as I said, it's his account, so it's a bit esoteric.
That's fair. Okay, then. I don't know what Crunchyroll is, and Kiss Anime is that one website that I have to have a special plugin on fucking on my browser on it to make it not throw a pissy fit about me blocking ads. Because its ads are fucking horrible.
Yeah, its ads are some of the worst I've ever seen. Maybe I just haven't gone on enough random websites, but its ads are really bad.
I mean, then as far as relatively compared to how mainstream they are, they're really bad. As far as things that are equivalently mainstream that are bad, you'd have to go to porn websites. And that's an indictment, right? It's not good. It's bad, not good, frankly. They should try harder, or at the very least, understand that nobody is going to want to deal with those ads when they're so bad. Maybe you wouldn't have to be such a fucking cunt about trying to stop people using ad blocker if the ads weren't so bad that everyone had to use ad blocker to avoid filling their computer with fucking viruses. Jesus Christ, it's bad. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I use what's it called? I think it's called uBlock Origin. Yeah, uBlock Origin seems to work fine with blocking the ads on their website. And in general, I think
that's a pretty good.
Yeah, I think that one is better.
I've got uBlock Origin is more general, not necessarily as much an ad blocker as it is just a block fucking everything. It's blocking raw code. And I shouldn't say that. I don't know how computers work. It's blocking certain types of things from happening rather than just ads. But yeah, it's a good, very good general purpose one. If you want to make sure things don't do bad one do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's with ad block or with what's it called? Ad block. Yeah. With that one, it's blocked in a lot of places because people understand it now because it's so mainstream. All of the YouTubers talk about, gotta get rid of your ad block, guys. You're taking my money. And so, it's prevalent. People know the name. And so I would assume website developers are okay, we got to do something about this ad block, guys. But uBlock, I suppose something about it just makes it different to where the measures that they put against ad block don't work against uBlock. So it's nice.
Yeah, I mean for Kiss Anime in particular, there's a specific fucking plugin you can. There's a specific plugin you can get that is designed to work against Kiss Anime uniquely, and so always updates to work around their countermeasures, which is pretty good. It's a Kiss Anime Essentials or something to that effect, I believe. I do not quite remember, but it lets you disable many other functions, including ads, but you can turn off comments and the sharing stuff as well.
Oh boy.
It's an old-fashioned joke. I haven't done one of them jokes in years. I should. They're fun. I forgot how fun voice jokes are, where the voice isn't one that fucking involves carving your throat apart. Yeah, I need to do more nerd voice. It feels a little bit like a David Mitchell almost sort of thing. I like David Mitchell. He's good. He's a bit of a cunt, but he's good. He does good comedy. Yeah. Comedy. Yeah. I'm not funny. Help me die. Yeah.
Yeah. The only comedy that I've ever watched a full show for, like a full stand up for. There's like a couple. I used to watch a bunch of Robin Williams and David Chappelle growing up, and it was mostly just that. It was the only comedy I was ever exposed to as a kid was either like really bad stuff on Comedy Central or David Chappelle and Robin Williams, and they were good. And then, like, now I've watched, obviously, George Carlin, because he is the most 10 out of 10 person who's ever existed. There's no one who can top George Carlin in terms of people that have been alive. I will take that statement to my grave. Who's the other guy? Bill something. I can't remember his last name.
Bill Hicks?
Yeah, Bill Hicks. I love that guy. I absolutely love Bill Hicks. He's the best. That's it. That's about it.
Yeah. Comedy's a thing. I've talked about comedy before, probably on my podcast. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah. Lot of good comedy words. People, UK cultural point or something. That's a thing, I guess. Fuck it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, this doesn't count as stand-up, but when I was a kid, like when I was real young, I used to watch Monty Python's Flying Circus. Not like the films, but like the TV show. I would watch the TV show as a kid, and it was funny. My mom didn't want me to watch the show after a certain point because I was acting, quote, too silly after I was watching it. I don't know if that show necessarily made a child too silly or not, but it was certainly an influence on me in some ways. I should watch Monty Python's Flying Circus words again, because that show meant a lot to me at a very young age.
Yeah, it's a good one. People all like that culturally, historically. I think he's a good that Monty Python boy. Just one. There's no others. That one Monty Python boy.
Oh boy, of course. See, I had referenced that specifically with the idea in my head that I thought, oh, Magos is from the UK, so clearly he would have seen all of this thing and have a million things to say about it. This is such a good speaking tactic.
Monty Python's Flying Circus. Monty Python is one of the formative comic fucking groups in UK comedy. Ones do. The films were massively culturally significant. particularly the one about Jesus. I forget what it's called. You know the one there, the one about Jesus.
Yeah.
It's got the always look on the bright side of life at the end one. That was controversial for its time, getting bad in a bunch of countries because making fun of religion and that shit. And it's the about the advanced mediums all big. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually that's kind of
I
funny.
like a silly warp sketch.
I remember when I was like, when I was watching all of this Monty Python stuff on IFC in America, like my mom would tell me, oh yeah, when I was a kid back in like the 70s or the 80s or whatever, I wasn't allowed to see that Monty Python Jesus movie because my parents were like really religious and they would literally not let her see it because I don't know when the movie came out or what age she would have been, but she would have been like a teenager if I recall correctly. And they were, they just wouldn't let her go because it had jokes about Jesus in it. Yeah, it's good. It's the very religious South is an interesting place, which is where I live. I live like way in the forest, surrounded by Christians everywhere. At least it's not Jews. Anything's better than Jews, I suppose.
The classic topic of discussion for the Let's Play with Magos saga, the anti-Semitic undertones. Oh boy, glad we're getting back to this.
Yeah.
It's on now, boys. Let's fucking fire up those furnaces, get that gas pumping. It's time for Jew talk.
I just make a clip of that specific thing and put it on the main channel next to footage.
Oh boy, yeah, that's...
The Secret of the Jews, featuring Magos Sigma.
Oh god, what a terrible shame.
Yeah. Yeah. Our first two-man cast, it literally had a terrible political rant, which I apologize for, by the way. I deeply apologize for my politics in that podcast, which had no right being in there, and looking back, were frankly terrible. But that's really another thing. The first two-man cast, it had like this weird Nazi thing, and it was great. It legitimately made me uncomfortable at the time, and looking back on that, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that was like that was part of the dynamic, wasn't it? That you were being uncomfortably sympathetic towards elements of communism, and I was being very uncomfortably sympathetic towards elements of Nazism. What a great time!
Yeah, and I mean,
great, terrible, incriminating time.
Yeah, outlaw advocates violence, and you say some things about killing the Jews. It's all good.
Boy, oh boy, red and highly incriminating butter. A good time.
Oh my god, that's the best meme. That's all coming back to me now. I love that meme so much. It's good.
Bread and butter content, it's spreading. The bread and butter content meme is becoming, it's happening. I'm watching it spread. People are using this. This is just a thing people do now. Weebrush had the bread and butter bit in his new fucking vlog one that he released today. It's spreading. The plague is spreading. The buttery plague. You can't stop it now. It's very greasy.
I mean, I say bread and butter content like in the Crows and to Weeb Trash. I say that to Weeb Trash a lot now that I think about it. Like, in terms of what's it called? In terms of the comment do ones or whatever. Like, I think I commented it on his like decompressor thing decompression. Yeah. On the main channel, and I don't know. I guess because I commented that, it put it in his head for the next video he did. And you know that's good. I say that meme everywhere, so I feel like at least most people that I know about that meme because I say it like even without the context of it. Like DZ Dog. I don't think DZ Dog has ever listened to that podcast, but he says bread and butter content because I've said it so many times around him with no context.
That's good. That's good. I often think of you as the bearer of a lot of my memes and ideas to the rest of society, I suppose.
Yeah, I think in a lot of cases I seem to be, because I literally explained the under the desk arc to someone in my real life, and that was funny. Yeah, and I mean it's funny too. Like in real life, in like school and stuff, which thank God I'm being taken out of. Let me out, but like in school and stuff, I've just gradually become more and more of a strange loner who some people don't want to talk to, because I will literally just say these weird esoteric Magos memes that no one understands but me, and all think it's funny, but no one else seems to think it's funny. And it's great. I'm killing off my friends. I've been getting rid of them, and it's the best thing. I hate my friends. Oh boy.
Oh, good. That's real. Yeah, that's real. That's looking to the real life.
Yeah.
God.
Oh boy.
There's no exit. There is no backwards.
Oh boy. Yeah, I've chosen YouTube, I suppose. This is my choice. I've actually been making real videos because I've just been cutting everybody out and saying, okay, fuck you, get out of my life. I hate people now, I guess.
Yeah, misanthropy.
Let me out.
This is why we need to max revive fucking the Tales of Equestria, or whatever it's called, fucking the MLP RPG. That needs to be fucking max revived so that we can teach all of these wayward crows the magic of friendship, or make a joke about the loss of it at the very least.
Yeah. I've been into that idea simply because what's it called? Like Digi did these Let's Plays with Calcos, this other MLP YouTuber. I haven't watched them, but they seem very aesthetic, and for some reason the MLP RPG just seemed to remind me of that, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta watch that very tiny amount of Digi content that I haven't seen, which for some reason reminds me of this other thing. Let's do that. I think of these sometimes literally just because I like recording things so much. Like, someone will ask me to record something, and I'll think, oh wow, this other thing is just like this, that I've either haven't seen or have seen, and it's nothing like it at all. But I think the reason that I say that is just because those are fun videos. Like, I'll reference fun videos in my head when I'm about to record another video. Just because the idea of making a video is so fun to me that as soon as it gets into my head, I get happy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Videos. Videos are good.
Hmm.
I wish I wasn't making this video because it's killing me. I need to escape. But yeah, YouTube videos are the only good thing, the only thing worth pursuing. And you, kids listening at home, should all drop out of school and go make YouTube videos instead.
Yeah,
Don't
do
worry about any of the mechanics or systems involved in it. Just don't show up ever again and make YouTube videos instead.
yeah. I mean, basically do exactly what I'm doing. Say, just say, okay, I'm doing quote unquote schoolwork here, and then make YouTube videos. It's okay. This is an okay plan that will definitely work. Oh boy.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
That was also some hyper deep lore right there. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's, yeah. This is a bit deep. It's a bit deep, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody watches Let's Play with Magos anyway. Who cares?
Yes, this show that is definitely a Let's Play.
Yes. Don't even bother to put video game footage. Just call it Let's Play with Magos and just have a static image there anyway. Have get a photograph of a video game. Get your camera. Get screen cap a video game. Print out that screen cap and just take a picture with your video camera. Or video it for a bit and take a screenshot of a frame of that video and use that for the background of you videoing the printed piece of paper, like from distance, so you can tell it's a piece of paper of the screenshot of a video game.
Yes. That would be the best thing if I had a working printer.
There we go.
This has been a problem for me in my real life lately, is that...
I mean, I get, okay, the way you do that,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can work around that by just, you take a picture of your screen then, I guess. You screenshot it, you open that screenshot in, like, the Windows Photo Viewer one, or whatever it's called, the Windows Media Viewer. And, so the window's a bit small so you can see around it a bit. And then you take a picture of or you take a video of your screen from a distance out a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the most lo-fi...
It's not quite as analog, but it's
yeah.
yeah.
It is the most lo-fi thing I've ever heard. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the outlaw ethos. The man who literally takes 16:9 footage of shows, and then converts it to 4:3 for literally no reason. There is no reason that I convert these things to 4:3 in my videos. I just like it.
4:3 is good. It's underrated. You can do all shot one with it. I made a movie that was mostly in 4:3, I think, maybe ish.
Yeah.
And that was good. People liked that. So 4:3, thus we can surmise, must be good.
Of course. I still need to make the video
There's an
CD
actual movie,
version.
isn't there? There's like
Yeah, go ahead.
there's like a new actual movie that's like a hipster one that people are saying is actually great. A ghost story or something about a ghost. It's got a guy who's wearing like a goofy ghost costume, and the point is that it's very goofy to a degree, but it's a serious think art movie emotion one.
Yeah. I might have to check that out.
And that's good, and that's filmed in
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, because the only films that I know that really have that style currently are like that Halloween special, like I forget exactly what it's called, like 1984 Halloween special or something like that, something to that effect. H Bomber Guy talked about it in his video about VHS, if you've seen that.
I've seen the video. I don't remember it, but yeah. Oh god, H Bomber guy. H Bomber guy makes me so angry.
Oh.
H Bomber guy might be the worst YouTuber of all time.
Who, Lord? What's the Lord?
Okay, no, not the worst YouTuber. That's wrong. That's unfair. H Bomber guy might be the worst human being of all time. I really hate him a lot. It makes me sad because he has good points and he has good ideas sometimes, but he has really, really wrong, bad, dumb ones, and he can't help himself from smearing like the shit that those ideas are. He can't help but smearing them all over the good stuff he would otherwise be making, where it's not smeared in vain shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen like one or two of H Bomber Guy's videos because I thought his channel was like a weird SJW thing for a while, and so I didn't watch a whole lot of his videos. But like,
it's bad. It's, oh god.
Yeah, I mean, like, supposedly, in an argument with Drunken Ninja 98, I used a bunch of H Bomber Guy's arguments for Dark Souls 2, specifically because I was arguing for a game I had never played, and I wanted to argue with Drunken Ninja at the time, I guess. I guess I used arguments that were from his video. I've never seen his video.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Not horrific.
Yeah. I've also never played the game. Oh boy, Dark Souls 2. What an experience. I should play Dark Souls 2. Because the worst thing is that I go around and I'll say, oh yeah, I've definitely played this, and I've never played that, and I have a backlog in my head of every time that I've said I've played something on the internet and haven't, and it's hilarious to me. I don't know why this is so funny. This should be problematic.
No, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Lying is good, and I support it.
Yes. I think I've basically purged all like dishonesty from my life in most cases, but saying I've played or seen something seems to be something that I keep doing, and I don't know why. And Drunken Ninja has caught on to it too. Like, he'll be like, okay, Outlaw, have you really seen this thing? And I'm like, oh god, what do I do? Oh no, I've been caught. I've been had. No!
The problem is, you've got to never, ever surrender a lie. Ever. Doesn't matter how many more lies you have to tell to protect the initial lie, no matter how irrelevant the initial lie was, you never let a lie break. Because otherwise your word means nothing. Your word is pointless. You've always got to protect the implication, the idea, this abstract thought concept that you have honesty or integrity by lying constantly to the point where no lie can ever be revealed because the lies are too deep. The truth entirely becomes a facade that is entirely in your control. Therefore, no lies ever revealed.
Yeah.
Simple trick.
Moral wisdom from Magos Sigma. Here we go. It's corrupting your kids left and right.
Yeah.
First, you've created Outlaw Harvest, or no, you've created Infinite Outlaw, I should say, and I guess now we're going
killed
to
Outlaw Harvest.
Yeah, he's dead. Good riddance. He was a bad. I don't like him.
Oh god, I apologize. That's fine. That's okay. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a little iteration murder.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm actually making real videos, so there's that. And more consistent videos than I've ever done, too. Like, even if you cut out, like, all the weird vloggy stuff that I've been doing, which I think have been good on their own, but, like, in terms of, like, written stuff, I've been making a surprising amount of written videos lately, which has been good.
Yeah, it's a real YouTube. Yeah, do you come to think of it, you have been pretty consistent, haven't you? It's cool. I like it. I like this outlaw being a real one there for a minute. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. I need to make a YouTube video. Oh God. I haven't fucking made a YouTube video in like 2.5 weeks. I want to die. I want to end it all. I want to leave forever. It's done. It's done. I feel so bad. What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again. My world is ending.
Of course.
Oh,
I need to seize all production that I have and just work on a spacey filmer hit piece, because this is a video that I've unironically been thinking about. Oh boy. Oh no.
that's good. I support battling him.
Yeah. I mean, this has sort of been an elephant in the room the whole time, Magos. Do you want to talk about Liam Mallet, spacey filmer?
Yeah. He's a bit of a spurg. I mean, he's not dumb, and he's made some pretty good videos. But he's a bit of a spurg, and he lacks empathy, I think, a bit. Which, you know, is okay. It's the internet. It's how it is a bit, I get it. But, he didn't get my movie, so I hate him. I hate him forever, and I will see him bleed. I will see him bleed for his sins.
Yes. Yes, and he also hates the genius that is my content, and so I hate him as well. Oh boy, did Discord crash? Has Discord crashed? Right in the middle of the genius spacey film rant, Discord has crashed? Hello? Oh boy, that's not good. This isn't good at all. Oh no! Discord has crashed. Oh boy. Well, that's not good. I might have to... You know what? I'm leaving this in. I'm leaving Discord crashing in.
Bring knives and guns. And let's go to his house, let's find him, let's track him down, and let's beat him up. Let's beat him up and beat some sense into that boy.
Yeah, okay, I heard the last part of that. I heard, let's go to his house and beat him up. All of the other parts of that rant I did not hear because Discord had somewhat crashed for a second.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you were cutting out a bit in your previous bit, so that's fine. Welcome to this. Is this Spacey's revenge? Does he know? Is he hacking us? Is he broken into the mainframe? Is the power of his autism? Is it infecting Discord? Is that? Does this go deeper than we ever imagined? Oh god.
The power of his autism. He uses his autism to become God.
His autism has been weaponized to an extent that none of us could have ever predicted.
I forgot about the weaponized autism meme. That's great.
Oh, that's a good one. The Dick Show keeps me remembering that one. I get yet another time the Dick Show is good, not bad, like you say it is. Or at least that was a belief you had at some point. Either way, Dick Show is good. And yeah, weaponized autism. It's a meme that needs to be preserved. Because we're all autistic here. That's something that becomes increasingly clear. There's no one free of it. There's only one man who isn't autistic, and that's Fogey, and he sounds more autistic than most of us, yet is the least autistic of all of us. So we all have. Autism has stained us all in one way or another. None of us are free. None of us will ever be free. Definitely.
Okay, yeah, you cut out at the last part of that there, but I assume that you're done with your statement. Yeah, Foggy is a good boy. I love Foggy. He's the best crow. Even though yesterday I think I said like Jeff was the best crow because he said, "Oh, we should give outlaw mod privileges in the Chromasticators," and I think I just said he was the best crow. I don't know about that. It's hilarious because like I'll say Jeff is the worst crow, then I'll say he's the best crow. Literally whenever he does something either positive or negative in my favor. Like he gives me mod privileges in his server. I say he's the best crow. He takes them away. I say he's the worst crow. It's great. And the funniest part about it was for a while he seemed to not catch on to that. Like he seemed to think I was serious.
That's good. Jeff's his place in the crows is strange now. He's I don't even know what he is. I don't even know what Jeff is, which is odd because in the beginning I knew what Jeff was more than any of the other crows, but now in this brave new world where my allies are Foggy and Outlaw Harvest and Weed Crash Productions, I don't even know what Jeff Thu is anymore.
Of course. I mean, I am working on a video about Jeff right now, so, I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? I remember that being mentioned. That's exciting. I want to say, I want videos about the crows, and by that I mean mostly videos about me, but about the crows as well would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I seem to be the only person who's consistently done this. Like, we've had the Drunken Ninja 98 saga, where I made, like, 2 or 3 videos, like, responding to Drunken Ninja's points, from a Skype argument I had, that I was just so triggered about a Skype argument that I had to go and write a video about it. And then I did the video explaining what the Chromasticators was. And I have a whole bunch of ones that I have to do. Like, there's a couple that I want to do about Unusual Caterpillar. There's, let's see. Yeah, there's quite a few. Like, I want to make a video about his Skelebro stuff and why that's great. And also one about Tanner Never Shuts Up. So, I mean, if you included the Tanner Never Shuts Up video, that's kind of talking about Orca. So, like... Yeah, there's a lot. And Weeb Trash Productions. I still want to make videos about both of his movies. Like, the underappreciated classic that is, what's it called? The Creative Process. I think that one is underappreciated and people overlook it, so I need to talk about it. Because there's a lot of really cool stuff in the Creative Process that I don't think anyone is... even mention. Like, Spacey and Arito haven't even seemed to talk about some of the stuff I got out of that movie, so I want to talk about that. Basically, most of the crows are getting their own videos at some point down the line, and of course the analysis of your movie that will come eventually, probably at some point.
I'm interested to see, at this rate, who's going to get their one out first? Am I going to get my retrospective out first, or are you going to get your analysis out first? Because my retrospective's been, oh god, fucking, 2.5 weeks or some shit, oh god. I mean, that's like a week and a half behind schedule, and oh, die. Yeah. Oh no, almost 2 weeks. Yeah, probably 2 weeks behind schedule now. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Everything's bad.
Yeah, I need to distract myself from that video, like, from thinking about that video by, like, watching some random short for no reason. It was just on Crunchyroll, this random short, and then I wrote a video about that. And so I'll just keep doing that. I'll just keep watching random shows and then have an idea that I have to write about, and that'll keep me from ever writing about Christmas Day because, oh God, I need to do it perfect. I need to do the perfect speech words, and I can't. Oh God, no.
Yeah. My big hang-up's been the mouth noise one part of it. Oh god, oh god, I just be cool videos, full video, me the good things, and I can have the good words, but I can't say those words good. Good words said bad words. I guess.
I guess more or less. It's really it really is a terrible time. Of course, I made a vlog about speaking problems, to which you proclaimed, "I'm on your roof," the greatest Magos meme that I will repeat everywhere. I feel a sudden urge to say, "I'm on your roof" to a teacher just randomly, like in school. I want to do that for no reason.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I'm on your roof meme. So perfect. No one gets it. No one gets it. Even you have even more context than anyone too. Don't get it. And that's what makes it all the better. I'm on your roof.
Yep. I'm on your roof. That's the thing.
People know it's linked. People know it's linked to brain problems. To an extent, it's linked to brain problems. That's it. No one has any other clue.
Yeah. It's great. I love memes no one understands, but the person making them. The amount of just uncertainty and feeling uncomfortable there is legitimately hilarious. And Clag doesn't get it. I have beef with Clag right here because he does not get my genius comedy. He doesn't get it, and I will fight him. I will fight Clag to the death. The man who I had once said was a cool guy, no, that was a lie. You will be dead if I see you in the streets. I hate Clag because he's wrong. He's wrong. I don't like him.
Yeah, you need to get onto his roof, I suppose. Oh, well.
Oh boy.
I heard the best way to get onto the roof is to climb up them pipe faggots. But that's just hearsay. Oh, God.
Of course. I feel like this is related to an Arturo video down the line.
If you can see them machineries, then you're in the right place.
Of course. Oh boy. Yeah.
Come to think of it, I probably should make a video about what I'm talking about. But that would actually I guess I think it might be a thing that has to wait for Act 2 and to go on the secondary channel. But I might do that once we get to there. Because that would be fun. It would be a funny meme.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. That's cool. Also, Wales has a good aesthetic, and I might literally be going to Wales in a few years to go hang out with Alex Horatio.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah, because he's gonna give me some Welsh learning cassettes. So, I mean, that's a good enough reason to go, is to get those ancient Welsh learning cassettes.
Of course. Why would one do anything else?
I love how that's the thing that I mentioned specifically as a motivation for going to see Alex Horatio. Yeah, not hanging out with my friends. I need these Welsh learning cassettes.
Yeah, as you do. You know, yeah. Sure, do it. Don't let anyone stop you and do that.
Yeah, because, of course I'm gonna learn Welsh, like these 100 other terrible languages that I'm learning all at once.
Yeah, Yeah, just you get to the point where they all just become synonyms and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Like learn every Slavic language until you get to the point where they're all literally the same.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a good time. Oh, did I tell you the story of that time I wanted to learn Polish for a bit?
Oh. No, I have never heard about this. Why?
I just like Poland, and I wanted to learn Polish for a bit, so I looked it up, and I realized it was hard, so I gave up. And then I was paranoid for a while, so I ended up walking in circles for a while, and for about 20 minutes until I got very dizzy, and I was still very paranoid, I think. And I think I believe this was the same time as the time I ended up. The story ends when I eat dog food and I realize I've gone too far.
I've never heard about any of this before.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I have brain problems. Yeah. It's
Oh
pretty good.
boy.
It's pretty okay. You know.
Yeah. I mean I have eaten dog food before, but not voluntarily.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was dry dog food, which was I presume better than wet dog food from the can, or at least less uh, absolute. It's a level of the can where it becomes absolute, where once you've opened the can, you've got to eat what's in the can.
Oh god.
You
Yeah.
can't just have opened cans full of, half full of things.
Oh,
Even if that is dog food, I imagine, I assume.
oh god.
So,
Yeah, it's not a good time. When you've opened the can, you've spent money on it, so you can't waste it. You've spent money on this thing,
Exactly.
and you try eating it, and it doesn't taste good, but you've spent money on it, so you have to eat the whole thing. It's terrible. It's terrible. Let me out. Let me out of this
The can now.
this terrible existence. Let me die. Oh god. Oh god, this is some hyper deep lore right here.
Can't close that can.
Oh god.
That's what this is called. This is the opened can cast.
Of
Let's
course.
play with Magos, the opened can cast. There we go. We've got it. The
Okay.
YouTube title. This is. I think this sounds like a main channel. Oh no, it's not. This can go on any channel. It doesn't matter. I think this sounds like some Rain channel bread and butter content.
Yeah, Rain, the channel that the short-lived channel. What it I mean it is a great Outlaw Harvest YouTube channel as far as my standards go.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had to type that in chat just so I would remember it.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe it might work a little better if you hold on a second. That there. I think that really ties the thing together. But yeah, that. At your discretion. No context there. Don't explain that for this audio. This audio let's play. They don't need to know. They need to know the radical shift I just imposed.
Oh god. That's perfect. Oh boy. Yeah. I wish I wish I could be the comedy man. Like me and Arato were talking about this yesterday. She was telling me, "Yeah, Outlaw, we have to destroy this meme that you aren't funny." And it's like, "Okay. The issue is that I am not funny. It's just that I've appropriated things from other people and have, I guess, a bad sounding voice which is funny to people. It's not that I'm specifically funny, it's just that things seem to have worked out in such a way that people don't realize how bad I am.
I think that's just applicable to every human being's life all the time in all aspects.
Yeah.
It's all just stuff and facades of not terrible.
I mean, at some point, you have to think about what even is a facade. Like, we can quantify dishonesty, but how far does dishonesty go? I think dishonesty can only really work in the material world, which can, like, extend to aspects of, like, yourself. Like, aspects of, like, okay, I think this way, and if you know you think that way, or if you think that way, and then you say something opposite to gain something, yeah, that's, that's a lie, and obviously that's bad, but, like, at some point, how do you know if something is a lie or if you're just changing all the time? Because I used to have this problem where I had, like, this meme where I was like, okay, I gotta be true to myself and honest, and eventually I've begun to just hate those memes. I think they're bad and retarded and not good. And Weeb says this all the time. Oh, you gotta be yourself, guys. What even is yourself? You are just an amalgam of random, like, knobs and buttons that come through emotions. And that itself is very complicated. Like, how can we sit here and say, okay, this is me and this is you? No. Everything you do is simply a reaction to other things. It's not so much that you have, like, a concrete idea of what you are. No one does. No one knows who they are. So why would you sit here and be so arrogant about being yourself when it's easier and likely more healthy and better to just change all the time? I advocate this. I think if you change all the time, you can improve yourself constantly. You don't have to chain yourself up in this idea that I'm going to be, quote unquote, myself, when you don't even know what that is. And that thing is so complicated, you can't even comprehend it.
Yeah, I could say a lot on this topic. I could say so much on this topic. I could do probably an hour solo casting on this topic, but I can't do any of that because this is full spoiler.
Yeah, everything seems to be a spoiler. That's really the problem, is that I put out so much of my life onto the internet. I say every little point that I have when I get the chance. Like, every thought that I ever had, I try to put on the internet in some way, because that's just what I'm into. That's the kind of guy that I am. And that's the people who do that are people that I really, really admire. So, I mean, I do the same thing. But you're trapped inside of your narrative, so it makes the idea of a podcast a bit hard, where there's a dynamic going, but I'm making a bunch of points, and then you can't say anything, and it messes up the dynamic.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's a level of. Why do I say that? Why do I say it's a level of? I had a point. Then I forgot my point. But there's a level of. I am similar in the. I like that idea of the putting out all of yourself onto the internet, but I can't just put it out speaking in Let's Play with Magos. Open can cast. There's got to be. I'm going to put out the ideas, but the ideas are in a little bit more of a production than Open Cancast. Not to say that Open Cancast isn't a masterpiece, but it's a masterpiece by its own standards, and its own standards are wrong, which is fair. Because truth is abstract and, for all intents and purposes, a meme, but it's not the meme we're dreaming right now.
Yeah. Yeah, truth. I'm one of these very pro-truth people in the way that Mr. Cynical is. Mr. Cynical has good, wrong philosophy, but that's a totally other thing. But at the same time, I am kind of a postmodernist to some extent. It's just that people take it way too far. These goddamn liberal cucks and their postmodernism, they take it too far. I don't like them.
Oh yeah, they take it in the wrong direction. They take it in the nothing matters or the morals are fake and made up. It's fucking kill 'em all or not or problems. Problem. Politics, problem. And but there's this. Nah, actually, never mind. No, I can run without being spoilers again. Sorry. We can backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about Mr. Cynical. Why Mr. Cynical's wrong. All right, Mr. Cynical's a good boy. He made Star Wars videos. Star Wars. I fucking love Star Wars. I love X-Wings and TIE Fighters so much. I love Star Wars.
Yes.
ATSTs.
Of course. It's just no point after that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I love how the majority of these podcasts are, oh wow, I was just pinged in Erato server. I wonder what I'm being pinged about. But let's see. Yeah, I love how most of these podcasts are me laughing at your jokes, and that's like half the audio is just me laughing. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's some good radio right there.
I like it. It's a free. I can sort of experiment with weird esoteric comedy that is bad and doesn't make sense and it's pure just spitballing ideas of this might be funny. Sure, fuck it. Worst case scenario, it's outlaw. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to consume everything you've ever done. I mean, on YouTube, I have besides the Alas Poor Yorick videos, which I'm slowly making my way through everything on Alas Poor Yorick, but like it's a case of I want to do. Oh wow, I just said it's a case of your terrible speech has permeated me. Oh no. But yeah, like I just want to consume everything you've ever done and just listen to Magos all the time because your stuff, it makes me happy. It's good. It's good.
Yeah! Good thing is I missed most of that to internet, but I got the gist that you want to watch, I think, my videos, and you said it's good at the end. So that's good. Oh, my videos are good. I'm good. I'm not good. It's a lie. It's a lie. Outlaw's wrong. Outlaw's wrong and has wrong opinions. The only reason Outlaw likes me is because he's a weird, wrong person. I've duped them all. Oh god. Don't let anyone know I'm a hack. I'm a fraud. I ain't do anything good. I'm gonna fucking neck myself right now.
Of course. Oh boy, yeah, Outlaw's taste. That's been a point of contention lately. Lately, Spacey Filmer has criticized my taste, and he's about to be nailed to a cross for it.
Battle him.
Yeah, I got into a bit of a fight with him on Twitter, which was fun. I mean, it wasn't much of a fight, but I guess I said something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's Spacey. He's got autism, and that's okay. But we will hang him for that, because we just have to, humanity. It's for the greater good, essentially, and that's fine. That's fine.
Of course. Yeah, I need to find I need to find that screenshot of Alex Horatio saying Spacey had autism. That was the best thing. Okay, where is this? I gotta find this. Oh boy, time to scroll through my DMs.
That's exciting.
Yeah, live doxing on air, I guess, because I know Alex is gonna listen to this, so it's live doxing on air.
Is there video at this point, or is this still the photograph of the screen?
Oh no, this is still the photograph of the screen. I've been recording this as audio. I disabled the visual element in OBS.
Okay, that's good, I presume.
Yeah, which this is going to take forever to render because my computer is slow and bad, and so this is going to take a long time to render, but, you know.
That's fine. That's okay. This is the open can cast. There's no price too high.
Of course. Of course. I still...
Much like opening the can, you can't undo it. You can't stop.
Yes, of course. We need to do 5-hour open can cast and just never. Actually, no. We need to do 7-hour open can cast. Just do the most mundane, terrible topics in existence. Have moments of people who I assume you live with just show up on the podcast. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know, I was. That's a thing I was almost thinking about at some point. There's probably a way we could do a podcast. Like once I get into Act 2, and once your internet stops being terrible all the time, and bad at any other time, there's probably a semi-regular podcast thing that we could do, I imagine. I don't know, but I imagine there's got to be a solution.
Yes, Act 2, where
you know,
Magos literally kills the people he lives with. You know.
Maybe, but I know. Because I've got a semi-regular podcast of Refresh now, which should be coming out soon, maybe. Don't know. No clue when he's going to upload that. Maybe he just decided to delete it. He realised that I was too terrible and deleted it all. And I've got the plan for the podcast with Fogey, where we where we become alcoholics, which will be a fun good one. I need to figure out a regular podcast with Outlaw. Could it be the Open Can Cast? Could Let's Play with Magos Open Can Cast be the prototype, the prelude, the primogenitor? I think that's the word of an actual Open Can Cast, semi-regularized, semi-serialized, semi-canned.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we just closed the can on that debate. Ha ha! This is such a good pun.
Oh, I see. I see.
That the entire premise of that joke is that it's terrible. That's I don't know why I think that's so funny.
I get it, you know. I'm a fan of some of the anti-humor that makes people uncomfortable, the weird, not a joke, and it's funny because you just fucked with people type of joke. That's good. I'm okay with that. I support it. But you know, yeah.
I think that has become my entire life. I feel like that I have literally just become a meme. This is kind of a topic I've wanted to talk about somewhere, but I think I've turned real life experiences and genuine emotional things into jokes to the point where I am just a joke. Like, I will go around and get slapped by women because I will say that women shouldn't have rights in a totally genuine tone, not even in a satirical tone, not even in a tone where it's exaggerated, in a tone where it's trying as hard as it can to sound genuine, giving actual fascist arguments, real fascist arguments in real life. You know, that's sort of just become a thing that I do, and have subsequently have my glasses threatened to be broken by a broken liberal cuck woman who shouldn't have rights. Obviously we should just do away with all of them, but the Holocaust can't happen that easily.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get that day of red going soon, and we'll start cleaning these streets with street sweepers. Riding shotty with me, the double feature. That was a good one you did. Trick A, fucking remove your glasses before getting into any sort of altercation, be that verbal, and especially if there's any risk of ever escalating towards physical. Take your glasses off. You don't need that level of accuracy unless everything becomes a fucking indecipherable blur where you can only make out the difference between like vague colours and what is and isn't in the pitch black. Then you don't want glasses on during a fight. They're a liability. You take that shit off, put it in your pocket, and then strangle the fucking hussy who dared attack you with your correct manly opinions.
Strangle the hussy? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is the Magos is a misogynist arc.
Yeah, we get to go through that arc. We get to go through that arc at the same time. It's great. The funny thing is that as I've sort of like looked up misogynist stuff as a meme, to like mess with people in real life, I've kind of realized like this is not a joke. I think men's rights activists and like MGTOWs, they really have a point. Like I do kind of agree with it more than I agree with feminism in a lot of ways. Like, feminism has sort of become just a gross, bad meme. But to be honest, I think men's rights is very underrated. And arguably, men are more oppressed than women.
There's validity to that. I don't want to get into the politics of it. Because it's a lot of it becomes it's a level of it's less about the actual points as the issue, and it's about the people espousing them. Where on the side of feminists, you've got a lot of people who are very brainwashed, a lot of people who are very frightened and are lashing out for that fear, and on the men's rights activism side, you've got a lot of people who are very bitter, who have been hurt. And who are very pathetic at this point after that, and are taking that bitterness out on the world, and it gets to the point where you can't really discern a lot of it. It becomes hard to get the signal out from the noise of these frightened and pathetic people screaming at each other. But it's a tricky issue. It's an issue at this point. I feel like I've left behind because I've exited society, and at this point, Magos is weirdly disconnected from gender as an entity. Like, there's a level of masculinity to it that's sort of implied in a later, and then will just evaporate entirely. It'll become some strange, some vaguer espouser of ideas, and I think there's been since the very beginning. There's been implications like under the surface of some Loki, like weird disconnection and from women and femininity and some probably deep-seated problems involving that. I don't even know. I don't remember. What's youtube.com/magos? Probably bad. youtube.com/magos_sigma, the worst URL on the internet.
Oh boy, I thought it was youtube.com/user/qbcyt12345.
That it was QBC12345, or is it QBC12345YT or QBC12345YT or something? I don't remember.
It has YT at the end of it, but that is my favorite meme. Like that.
There's YT, but I don't remember if there's a 5 or not.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a 5 or not, but like that is legitimately a funny meme to me, and I don't think anyone else gets that if I were to reference that.
Yeah, there's no 5. I checked, but it's a good one. It's some very deep lore, I suppose, in a sense. That's somewhat disconnected from the truth and doesn't really work as lore because there are multiple other people on the internet who at the time or at roughly similar times also used that same or the part of that I used as a pseudonym as well, which frankly is odd because you wouldn't think someone would be able to use that strange string of letters and numbers that sounds like a shopping channel as a pseudonym, but you know, some I think maybe Asian or Thai child is that on Twitter or at some equivalent of it. I don't recall. It's been a long time. I'm about to die.
Oh boy, this is some hyper deep lore right here. This is good. Yeah, like Magos' channel was made in 2008, so I wonder what YouTube videos have been since deleted from it since then, or if you were to upload any, because we can go back to 2014 and we can see Willem Dafoe, the 10 out of 10 video.
Will Ant Dafoe. Get it right. Will Ant Dafoe.
Yes, of course. And if I were to, let's see, if I were to do the math here, you would have been like, what, 14? You would have been like 14 when you made that video. So, you know, I wonder how far does the Magos channel in terms of uploads go back to? That's something that I legitimately think about all the time.
If I recall correctly, the Will Ant Dafoe is the first YouTube video ever uploaded to this channel. There was nothing before. There are other channels that have previously had things by me on them, but not this one. Will Ant Dafoe was the first video uploaded to youtube.com/user/qbc1234yt.
Yeah. Because I know you had, like, at one point, you had, like, a Let's Play show when you were, like, 10 years old with Alex Horatio, like, about, I think it was, like, about Minecraft, if I recall correctly.
There were multiple attempts with him. There were old stories. I don't know how much Alex will say about them, but there was one. There was a few attempts at doing the classic Minecrafty Let's Play, and there was at least one weird Portal Gmod stop motion machinima-esque thing. And that was terrible. But yeah, I think most of them have been purged. Most, if not all, of those things have been purged from the internet, as is good and just and necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to upload my old Minecraft Let's Plays because my first YouTube channel was made in 2013. And let's see, let's do the math here. I would have been 11 years old, I think. Let's see, 2002, 2013. Yeah, I
That's
would.
5 years ago now.
Yeah, I would have been 11 years old at the time. So, I made my channel pretty early, but I put a bunch of Minecraft Let's Plays on there in around 2014. They were not good. They were very awkwardly rambling over stuff. I think I don't know. I can't imagine all of this stuff that I've said on there, but like I want to find those again. It's the issue is that they're on a laptop. They're on a Windows XP laptop, and they're at my dad's house, and my dad has a restraining order against him, so I can't get those Let's Plays, and I need those Let's Plays. Of course, that's what I care about. I just care about making YouTube videos. I don't care about any of this other terrible real-life stuff. I just want to upload my YouTube videos, But
It's all about the fucking Minecraft Let's Plays.
Yes.
Help your family. Let's play Minecraft.
Hey, we should
play. Buy Minecraft again because I lost my old account.
Yeah,
I need to get a new a Magos branded Minecraft account, and we need to do a co-op Let's Play of Outlaw of Minecraft.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I have Minecraft on like the PlayStation 3, but like it's I doubt you have that version, so it wouldn't be helpful.
No, console Minecraft. What a terrible shit. No, it's bad. I mean, then again, Minecraft's bad, but I remember the good old days. The good old days of PC Minecraft. I first got Minecraft back when it was in beta 1.4, or no, 0.14, I think, or something. There was a 4 involved, which is important, because that's Magos a number. It's not, it's just a coincidence, but there's no coincidence, it's still providence. That's law. Point is, I've played a Minecraft, and I remember there used to be mod packs. That was the big thing for a while. Back in like 2010, maybe 11. That's 20, probably 2011, 2011 to 2013, 2014 latest. There'd be mod packs, and they'd have like 50 mods in them, and it'd be so cool. You could take it. That was the one. Take it. It was a mod pack called Take It, and that was cool for a while. And then people got bored of that, or it got a bit shit. And there was a new one called Feed the Beast. That was one for a while. And I don't remember the other mod pack names, but I remember they added the mod Industrial, which had they had the equivalent exchange mod. They had the mod that did the pipes. I forget. Was that Industrial Craft that did the pipes? I don't think it was Industrial Craft that did the pipes. I think that was a different one, because that one used like these pump things, or these they were called engines, I think, and it was always weird interfacing those. Like some of them would take power, and it was a strange interface. Yeah. None of this means anything to anybody. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll leave now. I'll leave and kill myself. I'll commit Sudoku for my sins.
What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again. My world is ending.
My world is... Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wish that I could turn back time. Now the truth is all mine.
Oh boy. Uh, I've heard that song and that meme 100 times, but just the way you said that was perfect. Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah. Good.
What is this cast? This is, I mean, obviously it is Let's Play with Magos, the open can cast, but at the same time, like, these podcasts are literally just me fanboying towards what you do and your content. This is strange.
I support my friends becoming strange, gross sycophants towards me. Frankly, I think there should be more of that. Most of a good chunk of my old friends back in the real world were strange, gross sycophants in a different way towards, because I was the only one who interacted with them that didn't, that had any ability, a social grace or capability. And now it's sycophants because I make YouTube videos that they like and say good ones that apparently are funny or important or mean something to anyone. Don't know why. People have probably have brain damage, but that's okay. I've been working around the failures of those with fucking head brain problems all my life, really. So whatever. It's business as usual. Business as usual. Business casual.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I need people who
That
are,
should be the description.
yeah, I need people who are like grossly obsessed with my content, who I feel like aren't just doing it because they're my friends. Like, I have friends like Erito who, say, Erito literally told me the other day, I like your content more than I like Digi's, which is an insane statement to make and is wrong, but it's very much appreciated and it made me feel real good. But like at the same time, there's a part of me that also wants anonymous people to like be clamoring over me and for me to meet people who just were fans of my content and that's how they got into me. It's not that I was friends with this person and then they eventually started liking my content because they watched more of it because they're my friend. Like, I kind of want to, have people find out about me, through the stuff I do. But, like, at the same point, also, that's just sort of a weird desire to do what Digi did and, like, have, somebody who's, like, obsessed with your content and, like, wants to fuck you.
Yeah. I can see to some extent that's what the plan is to with the Warhammer stuff to get those that influx of pop fans, right, to get that regular audience and hope a few trickle into watching the other more interesting, more weird stuff. So yeah, that's words. God. Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh God, this is all a mistake. Oh God, I can't go backwards. Oh God. Oh God. Can't find the exit.
yeah,
Can't find the exit because I closed the door to make sure sound wouldn't interfere with the open cancast.
Oh boy, that is some hyper deep lore right there. That's good. Yeah. I can't figure out what I like better. Like when you're when you're like putting so much effort into these weird breakdowns about how bad the content is, or legitimately just putting effort into the content.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's Magos. That's Magos in a nutshell, isn't it? Putting too much effort into bad, weird, stupid stuff, or putting too much effort into weird meta discussions of why the bad, weird, stupid stuff is bad, weird, and stupid. That's Magos distilled right there. There we go. We've done it. We've solved Magos. That's the Revenant arc summed up in one open can cast.
Jesus Christ, how long have we even been going by this point? Let me look. 1 hour and 39 minutes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is some bread and butter right here. This is a lot of... This is some main channel content right here. I don't have to worry about making an analysis video. I can put this up.
This has legitimately been one of the
Well, you cut out, so I didn't hear that.
works that has happened for a while. This is good. This is good radio. Some of this has been legitimately good radio.
Yeah. Yeah, see, what I gotta do to make this perfect is, like, cut out certain parts and then put static effects there, like, you cut out a certain part and then it's like, it does the whole Magos thing, and then all of a sudden there's new visuals, and those visuals start collapsing in on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we gotta do. That's what's gotta get fucking done. Sure, why not? I mean, probably shouldn't do that because that would, oh god, delay the upload of this by who knows how long.
Yeah.
And that would be probably, frankly, wouldn't be worth it. And it would also mean you couldn't do the fucking... it would remove a level of the purity of the photograph of your screen of a screenshot of a video game picture. But I guess you could have that start distorting and falling apart. That could work. That could be meta on another level. Most of it, you could have it distorting and falling apart as I'm saying this right now in the cast. That would be very meta.
Yeah. But, I don't put in that much effort into any videos. I always say that I'm going to do these big, weird meta things, or I'm going to make this weird avant-garde shit post, but I don't actually put that much effort into videos, so it's,
That's fair.
I'm a very low-effort content creator for my money, for what I do.
Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all good. It's all good. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I just enjoy talking about stuff, and I just enjoy writing about stuff, so it's, I do those two things. There's not much effort in between. That I do those things.
Yeah. Let's just talk. Let's sit here and talk till the sun fucking burns out. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, my computer will eventually run out of battery, so it's optimal to end at some reasonable point, but it's good.
It's fine. It's okay.
I know one of my end game goals.
I think I could go.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I think I could go for immortality. We need more immortality. I think I could deal with being the last intelligence existing in a void with no body anymore, because all atoms have been blown apart. But this curse of saying that you're going to live forever means that there's an incorporeal intelligence floating in infinite blackness for eternity. I could deal with that. I want to live forever.
Yeah.
That's my point of view.
I want to live forever as well, because it would take away so much of the pain I feel all the time. Not necessarily towards death, but just towards the idea of time in general, because, I'll want to do something fun, right? I'll want to do a fun leisure activity that people do because that keeps them sane. And then what I'll do is I'll turn around and say, I need to turn all of my leisure activities into work. And so the end result is I only do work. And when I'm not doing work, what I am doing is laying around being sad about how I'm not doing work. And that's not good. I should be able to, like,
Yeah.
just be able to lay down and play Minecraft if I want to. Not record it as a video, not make it a big esoteric project, just to sit down and play Minecraft and listen to podcast. I should be able to do that, but I can't. I just can't, because the weird way my brain works wants me to be in work mode all the time, and it's disgusting.
Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Human noises are. Yeah. It's a documented issue, I think, at this point, but it's bad. It's not good. If you're listening to this, don't be like us. Never mind that bit I said about not going to school and being a YouTuber. Actually, stay in school, kids. Don't do drugs and stay in school.
Yeah. Yeah, don't
make the same Magos and Outlaw Harvest did. Fucking hell.
Don't be like me. Don't. Oh boy. Don't get drunk off of drinking vanilla extract and watch anime all day. Oh.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
What a hero.
Look all through your house for vanilla extract because you want to get the alcohol out of it.
Oh lord. That's so... yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Oh lord. Really is no exit, is there? But that's okay. It's just fine.
I don't know why, because whenever we talk about, like, how we want to kill ourselves, at least all the stuff I'm saying is genuine. And I just think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anymore.
I don't, it's weird because, like, what I'm talking about are legitimately issues, but I just find them so funny.
Yeah. I can care of that. As follows on from a callback to right at the beginning of this conversation, maybe cast. I don't know if it was even in the part that was getting recorded. I've been over the past week going through that whole bit of weird bits of things I'm consuming and depression. So, you know, I've been in a pretty mood of wanting to fucking end my life. But, you know, there's a level of levity to it recently, which is nice. It's a very jovial kind of suicidal thought, which is good, I suppose. Better than the dour ones.
Maybe I'll never get out of this rut. Maybe at home is where I'm stuck, destined to be Al Bundy, best days behind me, my life sucks. It's good.
Sucks. Maybe the revolution had some. Maybe I was left behind. No, where does it go? How's it go? You know.
I don't remember that specific part of the song. I just sung literally the only part I can recite.
And I know, maybe I was left behind and now I'm just a crazy uncle. Never grew up or much, except for mumble in the bar about how I was supposed to be a star, but I never got a chance to go far because life is hard and I'm poor, got a bad back and I'm deformed. Still fucking hookers and whores at 44, or maybe 34. Maybe it was, I don't know, something else. Maybe something. The last bit is put my tongue on a real gun, die like a rock star. At least if I can't, but I can give up and quit and be defeated and admitted. Nope. And then it goes into the fucking chorus again. That was a chunk missing there, but you know.
Yeah. I let's see. He was saying something about Neil Young. He made a reference to, like, Neil Young.
maybe I'll drunk and quote Neil Young, which he's a guy who did poetry or did mass shooting or something. To that effect, I don't remember what. I'll say he was involved in that.
Yeah. Wow, this is some very deep lore right here. Us literally reciting Crystal Ball.
It's a good song. It's a good song. It should have been Feral Wizard, not Pharaoh Wizard, but it's pretty good either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I've become a bit of a wizard lately. Have I talked about anywhere on the internet how I've been going on Wizard Chan?
Not that I've heard.
Yeah, I've been going
about Wizard Chan.
Yeah. It's a weird experience because it's all depressed people in their 30s and it's real sad to hear these people.
That kind of wizard, I see. Okay.
Well, what kind of wizard did
Give
you?
me a second.
What kind did you think I was talking about?
I told you at the beginning of this. I've been, and among the kick I've been on of the depression and the cartoons, there's been a bunch of videos about the occult. The chance that it could have been people doing runic magic was, frankly, seemed very rational and reasonable, considering the current what's gone into my head.
Yeah, I've just been becoming a Ku Klux Klan wizard, and that's been my lore the whole time. I am both.
Found a good memes.
Yeah, I am both a wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and an officer of the Baptist Church.
That's good. That's very good. Oh boy. But yeah, no, wizards could have been fucking. They could have been like some post-ironic group of people who know basic runic magic. Basic runic magic is really fucking easy. You Google images and a fucking pencil and paper is all you fucking need to do basic runic magic. It's not hard. There could have been some people who are into that level of shit and are being a bit ironic about it. They could be calling themselves wizards and on a chan. It didn't have to be people who are virgins at 30, incels at 30 and over, and are sad about that. Could have been cool people. Could have been cool fucking magic boys. Nah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, there are some good memes on that website. There are some legitimately good memes. But, so I was going on there, and there was, one guy talking about, living out his car, and it was real sad. These people, they go on paragraphs-long rants with all punctuation. All their punctuation is good, which that's how you know that they're old. But, but they're going on these huge paragraph-long rants, responding to one another and telling their stories, and this is all here. This is all on this website, internalized forever, and I can just go through all of it and find it here. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to be looking at all this in a scary, surreal way that, makes me look around the room and worry if someone's going to jump up behind me and grab me. But that's other outlaw lore. I would.
I mean, doesn't everyone have that? Isn't everyone constantly petrified that there will be people who are going to attack you, and that anything outside of your cone of vision is full of shadow monsters all of the time?
I think so. I think this is just how everyone thinks, because obviously if I think this way...
I feel like part of the problem for me might be that it's a semi-regular hallucination that as I get more and more tired, generally linked to tiredness, it has been linked to other statuses, I suppose, where just the corner of my visions are just hallucinate shadow generally insects, but as time goes on, they get bigger. So
Mm. Yeah.
I think that's established law, right? I've said this before. I've talked about the shadow hallucinations.
I,
That's not news to anyone, is it?
I think I've heard this somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where. But I think I have heard you talk about this somewhere.
Yeah, either way. I mean, it adds a lot of credence to the idea that just outside of your cone of vision are shadow creatures, because sometimes they start creeping in from outside the cone of vision. So, you know, makes sense. Where else did they come from, if not outside the cone of vision?
Yeah, I mean like I don't know, like I'm very neurotic about this stuff. Usually in the daytime I'll be fine, but like I will it doesn't even matter if I'm tired. Like I will just feel like someone is about to if I'm sitting in one place for too long. If I'm just sitting down in one place for too long and I start letting my mind wander, if I'm not like constantly consuming ideas or content or talking to somebody, even talking to somebody right now, I sort of feel this way, but like I will just like look around and feel like someone is going to kill me. And I mean, over time I become less worried about that. The thing is that I still feel that, but I'm way less worried about it than I used to be, which is sort of weird. And I know like when I
Yeah, I
was,
get that.
yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead. Oh yeah. So what? Uh, bad internet.
You go, you go. Let you do it. You do.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Like I was gonna say, like when I was young, like when I was like 6, 5, 4, I remember I used to go to a psychiatrist because I was hallucinating a lot. Like I used to just see stuff that was going on in my room of like people there. Like I would literally see people who didn't exist when I was young, and I had to go to a psychiatrist about it. And it would freak me out too. And like, well, my dad knew what to do about it because he has hallucinations. Like he legitimately has hallucinations and then freaks out about it. So he knew what to do. I mean, he takes medicine for it, if I recall correctly. So like, when that started happening to me, it was obviously real scary. But it seems to be less of a problem now. Instead, my problem tends to just be general paranoia about most things. But the way I act on that paranoia is different, essentially. Like, I don't act any different because I'm going to die. I am just more accepting of the idea that I'm going to die. So that seems to be the way I fixed it, even though the problem is obviously still there. The paranoia is still there. The minor hallucinations are still there, but
Yeah. I could say I've had some experiences that are actually pretty similar. Of the paranoia and the constant fear of horrifying shadow monsters jumping out of shadows and a band are snatching you off to somewhere spooky, somewhere spookier than this nightmare land we already live in. But I feel like the thing with me, it's less a case of I got accepting of it, more a case of I got excited about it because it's entertaining, it's funny, and it's points that okay, at this point, you've had, 18 fucking years. You haven't snatched me yet, you Bandersnatch motherfuckers. So, I'm assuming, if you haven't done it yet, you're probably not going to. So keep on, so just come on out, it's fine. It's okay. It's cool. You're cool. You're cool, dude. You're horrifying, but it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about the nightmare creatures visible to the third eye. They're not hostile, mostly.
yeah,
Mostly they're just doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing around you. Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, yeah. I feel like with a lot of things, I tend to ratify my thoughts on them through actually experiencing them. Like, a lot of the time, I'll think something logically. Like, when I was a kid, like, I would be very, very scared of being alone. Like, and I would be very scared of, like, being, again, just the shadow monsters and all these other things that are, coming for you, and afraid that there's a serial killer right in front of me because I see one right in front of me. You know, things like that.
Mm.
You know, like it's being afraid of those things. Like eventually, you work it out in your head that logically this thing isn't real and that it's not good, but you're still afraid of it. It takes experience of something like that not happening in order for you to realize, okay, obviously this isn't a thing, so I'm less afraid by it, etc. But like obviously the problem is still there, and you still feel the after effects of it being there. But it's just that you've worked it out logically at first, and now you've had enough experiences to really ratify that idea that yes, this is not here.
Yeah, so you've built up a tolerance and you've had enough time to come up with your own solution to it. Your brain is solving its own problems, right? You got them brain problems, but your brain come up with a solution to it, such as for you, it seems to be not fearing the death of the hallucinations killing you or the paranoia killing you. For me, it's being excited and entertained by their concept. And yeah, the brain is a marvelous thing in its methods of self-operation. It may have its problems, but it'll work around those problems. And the patterns it makes in those workarounds are nothing if not beautiful in a horrific, deeply discomforting way.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a lot of them brain problems. It's really not good. Oh boy, I should see a doctor, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use it to fuel my YouTube.
Seen doctors at least.
Yeah.
At some point, there have been doctors involved in those particular problems, so you know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean,
like I've seen I've seen like two psychiatrists, I think. Like when I was younger, I saw one about, you know, the hallucination problems and stuff. But like when I got a little bit older, I saw one about anger because I would like just break stuff all the time. That I mean, it was my stuff. Like I would threaten to break other people's stuff, but I would never do it. I would never break other people's stuff because I just had too much of a heart to do so. I would more so use it as a threat. Like when I was younger, I used to threaten to kill myself a lot, but I was never going to do it. I was just using it as a threat because I was in so much pain and was scared. But like, that's sort of deep lore right there. But like a lot of the time I would, you know, when I was younger, I would threaten to break people's stuff, but I would never do that. And like, I would just break my own stuff, oftentimes. And like, I would get real angry a lot of the time. The only thing that stopped me from breaking my stuff was realizing that my parents paid for it. And once I figured out that my parents paid for that stuff, I felt really bad about it because it was sort of like representing destroying their money that they had. So it's like, oh God, this makes me feel terrible now. I'm not just harming myself anymore, am I? But like I would, I would just get real angry, and I would do strange autistic things, and, you know, cry a lot. Like, I would just, like, lay on the floor crying and, like, curl up in a ball for, like, hours. And, it's pretty funny looking back on it. But, like, I had to see a psychiatrist about that. And, like, a lot of the things that were causing the issues, my parents deliberately told me not to talk about. So it didn't really help all that much.
Yeah, that's a shame. but yeah, you know, it's the brain problems cast. We've opened the can. The can is a metaphor for our heads. The beans or what have you that were inside the can. The dog food inside the can is our brains, and the dog food has problems.
Yeah. This is what led us here. This is what led us to YouTube, is this.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's many things wrong with that, but there's. It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. That's a thing. That's good. That's good. Oh no, it's not good. Help, let me out. But yeah, like what was the thing? I had like a big point that I was gonna make, and then I forgot. I forgot the point. This is not good. This is bad. I hate forgetting points that I made because I make points all the time. I constantly have ideas and I won't write it down because I think, oh wait, yeah, I'll get to that eventually, and then I forget what it was. That's the worst thing. This is every day of my life. I come up with ideas. People don't realize I come up with ideas all of the time, constantly. And I don't write down most of them, and I don't record most of them, and then I end up forgetting them, and it's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I know that feel. Yeah. Memory is a tragic, but you know,
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah. I mean, one of my goals this year that I did in like my New Year's resolutions or whatever was to like learn how to control my memory better, like get one of them books about, oh, maximize your memory in 5 minutes because this is definitely not a scam. Like get one of those and try and like do stuff with that. But, I haven't put the time towards it yet, but I will eventually because I'm going to learn a language and it's like, okay, if I'm learning this language, it's not am going to, I have been. So it's, I need a memory thing to maybe help with that because I kind of want to like go live in a foreign country, preferably a cheap one. Like I thought of going to like Nicaragua or something, somewhere that is cheap to live, just so I can have like Patreon money and survive that way.
Yeah. It's all get $20 a month on Patreon and move to Lagos, Nigeria.
That's a great obscure reference. Oh boy.
Greatest fucking location in the world. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Do you know what that's referencing? Do you
No.
get that reference? You do you get that reference?
I don't.
Okay, that's good. I'd be concerned if you did.
Yeah, I don't fully get that reference, but I do know that that is an African country and that it has something to do with Nigeria and that the sounds of that general area does not sound good to me because Africa is kind of messed up in a lot of ways. R.I.P. Mugabe.
I mean, yeah, it's not a place you want to be, but cheap cost of living, so swings and roundabouts, right?
Yeah, I mean, Zimbabwe's looking pretty hot right now, so I might want to go there. I don't know if you get exactly what I'm talking about.
Probably. I'm not. Let's see what's happening in Zimbabwe. What's the news?
Let's see. Yeah,
there's first thing is a picture of a tank. That's exciting.
Exactly. It's great. What a great place for Outlaw Harvest to make his YouTube videos.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I can't wait to die.
We neither, buddy. We neither. We need to go. This is why the us need to go and retake Rhodesia and make it make it so the cost of living is held at the absolute minimum, so that everyone can live off Patreon bucks forever.
Yeah, we just need to cut all taxes. That's the real end game goal there is get rid of all
Yeah, there'll be
regulation
no
whatsoever.
taxes. Essentially,
Mm. Yeah.
this is what we need. We need new neo, no taxes, low cost of living. Essentially, the only concern is water and keeping the borders secure, which would be quite difficult. But
See,
there would be many African warlords wishing to have back that land. But that's fine.
yes. Yeah, I mean this is what my favorite nigger Obama prophesized, but let's yeah, like I feel like we should just get rid of all governmental institutions and let the free market decide.
Yeah. Yeah, I support. I support a full reset. See what happens. Good.
How about we just go back to feudalism? Like, let's have neo feudalism and have people like get their heads chopped
I
off.
mean, one could argue we're already in a pseudo neo feudalistic state, or at least almost were. There's a level of you've got the peasantry kept doped up on the influx of media and used as essentially a resource for instead of crops. It's now I guess votes for false political parties and ideologues. You had for a while essentially dynasty rulers of various countries. In this case, it's less a royal family, more a royal caste from which rulers may come from. There's a level of,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's good. It's good. Um, yeah, yeah. I wonder if I can take a plane to Iran. Like, I wonder if like there's a way. I think you can take a plane to Iran if you live in the U.S. I don't know if there's a travel ban on them. If I mean,
Yeah.
if we can give a travel ban to Venezuela for literally doing nothing, then I mean we can give a travel ban to Iran. I think they're probably banned. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm too sure actually. I'm not up to date. I know that there's some stuff going on in Iran at the minute.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
essentially what happened was like there were the U.S. keeps like paying people to start protests there, like anti-government protests, because Iran did like a thing that we don't like. I don't know exactly what they did that we don't like, but they did something. And essentially they like
Politics.
yeah they had paid a bunch of people to do anti-government protest, and as a response there's been a whole bunch of pro-government protests, which I would assume have I don't know what the background behind that is, but like see the weird thing about people who report politics, and this is funny to me, is like people who are pro Iran will say the US paid them off, but when people who are like in protests who like are protesting for the government, they won't say those people are paid off. But then like the people who are anti Iran will say the exact same thing but reversed. So I have no idea who's right.
Yeah, those are kind of things where you really can't know for sure unless uh, you have a feel for the population themselves, which can only really be done if you've been among them, which is difficult, obviously, for Iran in particular, and other such
Yeah, I mean,
unstable regions. Uh,
Yeah.
From I don't know, the information I've heard on it's been spotty, and I don't have much of a picture. I'm not gonna. The things that I've had probably are not substantiated enough for me to say them to be a good thing to do. But yeah.
Yeah.
I had some dates from Iran a while ago. The fruit, dried date fruit, from Iran, and those are good. They do them better than they are about here.
Yeah. I thought.
Uh,
I thought when you said I've had some dates from Iran, I thought we were going to find out some hyper deep Magos women lore, but oh well.
nah. I had to clarify the fruit, the dried fruit, but
Yeah.
Persian dates, they're good.
Yeah, Persia is cool. They're like the infrastructure in Iran looks really cool, but like I'm afraid to go there because I think I'll get killed. Because they don't take very kindly to my kind.
Yeah. It's a shame. Syria used to be relatively like almost okay for that. Then it stopped being that. But
Yeah, I don't
there
know.
was a time.
I don't know anything about. Well, I know some things about Syria, but like all I know is like Russia is like bombing them, and we don't like that or something. I don't know exactly what's going on in that region.
Yeah. There's a. It's complicated. It's very complicated, and one second. I can try and reorient myself. Who's in charge? Yeah. The leadership, the official leadership of them aren't necessarily as bad as propaganda tries to make. Assad is not as bad as propaganda tries to make out, and the Russians are pretty much on his side, and the forces against him are paid off by other countries that I could name, but yeah, let's not get into that. I'll get into let's back out from Middle Eastern politics. Come to think of it, just realised. But neither of us. I mean, I am to some extent qualified to talk about the political state of Syria, but I don't want to, and I don't. The fact that I am shouldn't necessarily be public knowledge either. Honestly, no.
Oh boy. Yeah, I just, I mean, I don't think we were necessarily having an argument about anything, so that was good. Like, I mean, I don't have a stance on Middle Eastern politics at all. I just think everyone.
It was just.
Go ahead.
It was pure cordial discussion of trying to discern a level of truth and sharing of ideas. It was very polite, certainly, but.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I was saying, oh yeah, this side said this one thing while this other one said this other, and I can't tell who's right because they both seem like they're have too biased of positions. And then you were going in and saying, well, I don't really know about this, but I do know about this set of facts, and I'm like, ooh, cool. No stances there. I mean, you might have a stance, but like I don't have a stance, and that's the good thing.
Yeah, I mean, if only one person has a stance, then that stance automatically wins. So, no fight. Which is the point, I suppose. Sure.
Yeah. I saw, like, one guy who I watch on YouTube say, like, Assad was, like, good, but, I mean, like, I don't know, he seemed really biased. Like, he seemed really biased towards that guy, so I didn't really want to listen to him. I don't know, like, I didn't fact-check what he was saying. I didn't have the patience to fact-check what he was saying, and he just seemed too biased. It was called, like, I think the video was titled, Why Communists Should Support Syria, or something like that. It was a Jason Unruh video, which, I mean, I generally like his videos, but a lot of the stuff that he says, like, he obviously has a bias towards North Korea and Iran. Like, I mean, he literally goes on Iran's television network and talks. So I don't think he is necessarily a credible source in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of what he says is wrong. I just watch him because I watch all of the political YouTubers, and because he is a little bit better than most of them in that I agree with some of the stuff that he says, but he's weird. He's a weird guy. All of the people on political YouTube are just weird. Why do they care? Why do they care so much about this stuff? If you're on political YouTube, essentially I say kill yourself, even if I agree with you. But, like, you know, I mean, I don't know why I follow so much of politics when a lot of the time I don't even like it all that much. Like, politics just makes me mad a lot of the time. It upsets me a lot of the time. But I follow all of it. I follow all of the news outlets. I follow all of these people on political YouTube. Why? Why do I do this?
Yeah, well, there's a level of wanting to be informed, wanting to know how the world is going and how that works. You know, even just the sense of self-preservation of being able to tell when the collapse is coming more accurately. But it's something I fall in and out of favour of. I'll often go a few weeks with full sensory deprivation of just no concept of what's happening in the world, and then spend a day going on a bit of a binge of reorient myself in what's going on outside of my tomb.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just seems to be like a useless, sad conversation of people getting mad at each other over nothing. I mean, it's not like we have any effect on this, so why get so, why get so mad about it? Oh boy, you want to kill the Jews? Good. Good luck with that. It's fine. Like, you shake hands and then you're done. You're both human beings. It's fine. If you want to kill the Jews, congratulations. There shouldn't be. People should not be punching each over. Yeah, people should not be punching each other over this. I don't like it. I have a very anti-punching Nazi stance.
That sounds good. I support that. I agree. Don't assault people for their political beliefs. That's pretty bad. And it's getting towards sounds are happening, and I'm getting on that message of political violence is generally bad. We could close out. We can empty out this open can. Remove the last of the beans and eat them. Remove the last of the dog food and eat and swallow that down. And at this tin and stop recording.
Oh
so
boy!
That I can.
I think I muted myself by accident.